Eric, I'm going to take a look at your swing and kind of see where we are now with your fundamentals and what's the next best fundamental to add to your swing. Looking here at your impact position, we need to keep in mind that our goal is to arrive at a fundamentally sound impact position where your shaft is leaning towards the target. This will allow you to hit down into the golf ball so that you compress the ball and get maximum ball speed out of your club speed. And to accomplish that, you need to have your hands in front of the ball at impact. And what that does is it helps put the low point of your swing in front of the ball so you can hit the ball first and ground second. Second thing that all the pros do is they make sure that the majority of their weight is on their left side at impact. You are in a pretty good position here at impact. You have the majority of your weight on your left side. You've got your hands right on top of your left foot. Looking pretty good there. Grant is angled back just a little bit more. His spine is tilted back here, and that gives him a little bit stronger leg angle right there. You're pretty straight here. Don't have as much of a spine tilt. Grant's left hip is pushed quite a bit past his left foot here. So that's something that we can work on, is just creating that lower body that to go towards that target just a little bit more and get a little bit more spine tilt as you come through. But overall, that impact position is not too bad. Here we are in the one position at the beginning of the swing, and I'm going to point out a couple little things I want you to add to your setup. One is your feet. I would like your stance to get, for those feet to flare out just a little bit. You can see how Grant has his left toe flared out a little bit and his right foot a little bit as well. And that's going to give him a much better control of his weight shift to the left side on the downswing, making it much easier to move aggressively to the left side when that foot is flared out a little bit like that. You can see how Grant has a nice extension in that left arm, and you have kind of a little bit of a bend. Grant's arm and shaft are almost in the same line, and you have kind of a broken line from the left shoulder down to the golf ball. Also, for this shot, your ball position is a little bit further back than I would like. You can see how Grant's ball is closer to his left foot than his right foot, and your ball is toward the back foot. There are specialty shots where you would have that ball position, but for a standard golf swing with an iron, you're going to want that ball either in the middle of the stance or slightly forward of stance, closer to your left foot. Eric, here we have you on the right toward the end of the session where we worked on your setup, particularly getting the arms more extended, getting the triceps under your arms sitting more on top of your chest, getting the creases in your elbows facing upward. So you can see a big improvement in your setup on the right. The one on the left is at the beginning of the session, the one on the right is at the end of the session. So a much better setup on the left. So you're going to want to continue to practice that and establishing that before every swing, is get those arms sitting on top of your chest. Also, we had moved the ball forward a little bit more in your stance. It's not as far back, and I may want to move that even another inch or two so it's more in the middle of your stance. But it's definitely better on the right than on the left. Here we have a target line view with your iron, and let's look at the setup. Very similar position. Grant has a little different kind of an angle in his lower body. You're a little bit straighter here, but it's not too bad. You've got a nice tilt similar to Grant in terms of your posture over the ball. Grant's arms hang down just a little bit more than yours. You reach out a little bit more. So you have a little bit more space between your hands and your legs. But I might put a little bit more of an athletic squat in your lower body here. Get the seat further back a little bit. Let your hands hang a little bit more relaxed under your shoulders. What that'll do is also put a little bit more of an angle in the shaft. You're a little bit straight right here. Grant has a little bit more of an angle. But overall, that looks pretty good. As you go back, take Grant back first. When Grant gets to the 3 position where the left arm is pretty much parallel, I'm going to stop it right there. You can see how Grant's club head is basically pointing straight up here. When you go back, your club is shut down quite a bit. The toe of your club is off this direction. So as you start your backswing, your hands kind of roll under the handle a little bit and turns that face downward. It's going to be important to learn how to keep your hands on top of the handle in your backswing so that you can properly hinge and leverage the club at the top of your backswing. When you get to the top of the backswing, you can see how you have this overswing. If we look at the right arm and the right elbow specifically, you can see how the line from your shoulder to your elbow is pretty level, and the line from Grant's shoulder to the elbow is more downward. So he keeps his elbow closer to his side, and his armpit is closed. He could have a towel stuck under his armpit, and he'd be squeezing that towel. He'd be holding that towel against his side, and you're letting your elbow fly up in the air a little bit, and that's going to create a complexity and make timing very difficult. We need to keep our club connected to the core of your body. And you let your arms kind of disconnect from the body and you lose that connection. And so we're going to continue to work on that backswing until we get into a position where it's a lot more compact and tighter, and that the engine of your swing is the core of your swing and not so much the hands and arms. I like the fact that you are flexing this left leg here, and as you extend the right leg, just like Grant has. That's very good.